everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. Doing a little something different this one. This is against Death, Holy Death. I guess you kind of figured that out when you saw I was playing Dark Elves. This is going to be something we do semi-regularly, possibly, probably, maybe, I don't know. One of my longtime watchers suggested that we start making our rivalry into a more narrative type of thing. And when I brought that suggestion to Death Holy Death, he liked the idea. So I'm going to start writing little BS real quick, short story type deals before our games. And if you don't like that, you don't want to read that or whatever, totally understandable. I am going to read it, but if you don't want to read past it, you feel free to fast forward. It's not going to break my heart. But just to add a little something to the battle reports between our rivalry, because it's really good. I'm enjoying it. And Death is actually starting to get quite the fan club. So, wish you guys liked me that much. No, it's cool. Root for Death. He's a good guy. But, 2,500 point battle. Lord Tremendous of the Warriors of Chaos, that's me, versus Death Holy Death of the Dark Elves, and my sworn enemy. This is my list. There's the Shiloh 2014 list. Don't worry, after the Shiloh is over, I plan on changing it up somewhat, so don't get too used to seeing it for much longer. Of course, I had my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's got the Mark of Zinch. She's level 3 Wizard. Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragon Bane Gem, other Trickster Shards, Soul Feeder, Scaled Skin, Flame Breath, Laura Metal. My hero choices consist of an Exalted Hero, Catalyst, the Keeper of the Colors. He's got the Mark of Zinch. He's my BSB. He's got a Halberd. He's got a Chaos Steed, Helm of Many Eyes, and a Dawnstone. I have another Exalted Hero, Berserk. He's got the Mark of Corn, he's got an extra hand weapon, Luckstone, Dragon Helm, and the Crown of Command. And of course my Chaos Sorcerer, Saval, the Mercenary Chaos. He's got the Mark of Zinch, he's a level 2 Wizard, he's on a Demonic Mount, Pack Hog. He's got the Warrior Bane, Enchanted Shield, Skull of Catan, Talisman of Protection, and uses Laura Zinch. My core choices are my 5 Chaos Warhounds with Scaled Skin. I've got 23 Chaos Warriors, Blood Tide, with Mark Corn, Full Command, Halberds, and the Banner of Fury. And of course my Chariot Vessel of Change with the Mark of Zinch. My special choice consists of 5 Chaos Knights, the Teeth of Zinch, with Mark of Zinch and Source Weapons, Band of Musician, and the Standard of Discipline. And my rare choices are my 3 Skull Crushers, Corrin's Wrath, with Band of Musician, Lances, and a Banner of Swiftness. And of course, the one, the only, my Mutalith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. My opponent's list has changed a little bit. He's still got his Dreadlord, Lydia Bleakflower, Dread Lady of Harganeth. She's got Heavy Armor, Sea Dragon Cloak Shield, Giant Blade, Dawnstone, and the other Trickster Shard. He's still got a Supreme Sorceress, Lily Bleakflower, the Supreme Sorceress of Harganeth. She's a level 4 Wizard with the Book of Asher and Lore Life. His hero choices are his Death Hag, Julieta, the Lady of Lacerations, on the Cauldron of Blood. His Sorceress, Tessa, the Apprentice. She's changed slightly. She's still a level 2 Wizard, but now instead of taking a scroll and everything like that, since she's failed to get her spells off so often, he took the Tome of Furion for her, so she can choose her Dark Magic spell and roll for the other one. And she now takes the Lore of Dark Magic. Tessa's in a little bit of trouble right now. And his last is his master, Idyor, the House Carl of Bleak Flowers. He's his BSB. He's got Heavy Armor, Sea Dragon Cloak, Sword of Might, Enchanted Shield, and the Iron Curse icon. His core choices are 25 Witch Elves with Full Command and Razor Standard, 2 units of Dark Riders with Musicians and Shields, 15 Bleak Swords now instead of the usual 17, and there's still just a bunker. His special choice consists of 20 Executioners with Full Command and a Banner of Swiftness, 4 Bolt Throwers, and his rare choice, he brought back the 5 Doomfire Warlocks. And that's always a pleasant surprise, right? These are my spells, 3 from Metal, 2 from Zinch, and 1 from the Beast. And these are his spells, 4 from Life, 2 from Dark Magic, and then the Doomfire Warlock spells. And right here is the narrative for the reason that we're fighting. Again, if this isn't something that appeals to you, feel free to click off. It's not going to hurt my feelings. This is something that I'm actually kind of enjoying, though, so expect to see more of it. But, Lord Tremendous remembers well the day he ascended to demonhood. The complete slaughter of the wood-elf-infested forest was the final step that garnered Zinch's blessing into full demonhood. Rising to demonhood was the blessing Tremendous had worked for well over 400 years, ever since his clan was raided by the Dark Elves and he was held as a slave in their gladiator pits, as his intense hatred for their kind festered inside him. It was that hate that helped him find the courage to escape after a decade of servitude. After returning to the Blasted Lands, it was easy for him to take over his old clan as leader. His first order as chieftain was to invade the Dark Elf lands. Victory after victory saw Khorne shower blessings over Tremendous and his followers. Fate also seemed to take notice as during their invasions, Tremendous's forces were able to capture Dark Elf sorceresses, which Tremendous and his allies used to learn the ways of magic and the warp. This led to Tremendous's worship of Tzeentch, and eventually, as his powers with magic grew, so did his blessings from Tzeentch. Tremendous now hunts the lithe elf Lydia, a dreadlord from the Bleakflower clan of Dark Elves whose family was part of the raid that enslaved him centuries ago. Tremendous has no intention of killing Lydia. Oh no. He intends to crush her forces and ruin her reputation among her kind so that they themselves turn upon her clan and erase her house from existence. This is just the kind of manipulation and subterfuge that is the kind of worship Tzeentch craves most. Tremendous has not forgotten Khorne. Lydia's war host, their beasts, chariots, and heroes are all bled and broken for the dark god of blood and skulls. After their broken mortal shells have been offered up to the war god, their souls are offered to Tzeentch in tribute. Lord Tremendous knows that his plan is foolproof, and that even in defeat and apparent destruction, his plans and manipulations come closer to fruition. One day, when the Bleakflower House is removed from this mortal realm, Lord Tremendous will not only invade Slaanesha's realm, he will claim Lydia's soul and spend eternity tormenting her until his unsatiable desire for vengeance is sated. It is with this knowledge in mind that Lord Tremendous charges Lydia's lines, a smirk obvious on his rapt face. Corny, I know, but damn it, I'm enjoying myself, so yeah. I was so excited to play this game. I did not take any deployment or army pictures, nor did I remember to do a lot of things. So I apologize. So we get right into the action. So here's top of turn 1 after movement. And as you can see, all I did was charge forward. Just wanted to swoop in and kick some ass. During my magic phase, I get the obligatory final transmutation off irresistibly on the witches, and I kill off his death hag and 6 of the witches. They become golden statues. However, my resulting miscast 10 shows 1 wizard level off the table. I lose final transmutation for the rest of the game, and he's only level 2. Kinda sucks, but it is what it is. So, here's bottom of 1 after movement, and as you can see, not a whole hell of a lot went on with the Witch Elf side. His fast cav just kind of backed up, and his warlocks and his other fast cav ran over to try to harass Tremendous, which I really wasn't overly concerned about. Due to final transmutation, his 2 out of his 4 bolt throwers are stupid and stumble forward like in 2 inches and 1 inch. During his magic phase, his warlocks get Doom Bolt off on my Demon Prince and are able to slip a wound through, which sucks. He's also able to get Flesh of Stone off on the witches, which, while it's not with Throne of Vines because he didn't get that spell, they're still toughness 5 now, and that's a pain in the ass. His shooting, for some reason he shoots at my dogs and plinks one off, which is just rude. And then we go to top of 2 after movement, and not one to waste time, my Skull Crushers and my Demon Prince slam into the witches because I smell blood. Really, I just wanted to try to get them while I still could. With the dogs in the way, his executioners aren't going to be able to flank charge my Skull Crushers, which gives me time to hopefully do some serious damage to these ladies. Other than that, everything else just kind of steps up to try to wait for his executioners to make their move. Saval and the Knights run over, daring the fast cav to do something. There's a better picture of the Skull Crushers and my Demon Prince slamming into the witches. During my magic phase, my Mutalisk screws up a little bit, gets a spell off on the executioners, but I roll a 1, so now they cause fear. And unfortunately, that's not good because I think I killed 2 or 3 of his executioners with the toughness checks that they have to take, but I was really hoping for something more. Because, I'm greedy. Combat ensues, and holy crap, is it brutal. He flubs. He straight up flubs, and I make a decent amount of my saves. I lose a Skull Crusher, and one's carrying a wound. My Demon Prince takes nothing, but between stomps and just the amount of damage that my Skull Crushers do, it's brutal. He loses this combat, but he stays because he's steadfast. His Dreadlord and his BSB are right there, but oh my, did I do well in this one. A lot of Witch Elves died. So, after that, we go into bottom of 2, and not a whole heck of a lot. His Executioners turn to face my Knights. His Fast Calves slam into my Dogs, who stand. Due to the direction that his Executioners were in, he was only able to get 2 of his Fast Cav in there. And, yeah, that's really about it. His Warlocks and his Fast Cav move up to try to harass my Warriors a little bit, but they don't get too close. During his Magic phase, he gets Power of Darkness off on himself, I guess, and he rolls a 6, so he ends up taking a wound for his trouble, although he does get 4 extra power dice. Using those power dice, she's able to get Word of Pain off on my Skull Crushers, but she only does like 1 to their stats, so it's not really that big of a deal. What is a big deal is that he's able to get Flesh of Stone off on the Witch Elves again. I tried to stop it and I missed by a poop ton, so a little frustrating that he's having so much fun in his Magic phase, but he's also rolling really high for his Magic phase. He's rolling like a 5 and a 4, so he's getting 9 to 10 dice, after channeling and everything like that every turn so far, and it's hard to keep up when, I don't have a scroll or a level 3 anymore, so he's really got his choice during the Magic phases. However, it doesn't really help him a whole lot because in the ensuing combat, we end up beating the crap out of these witches, and they end up losing him. But of course, they're steadfast and they stick around. Over here in combat, this was a little bit of a shock. He only is able to kill 1 of my dogs, and I'm able to kill 1 of his elves. With high ground and a charge, he still wins. But I stand my ground, and yeah, the dogs are badass. So we go to top of 3 after movement, and as you can see, the Chariot slams into the Fast Cav just to try to help out. The entire idea here was save the dogs and maybe get the Executioner's charge in. Didn't overthink it too much, and maybe I should have. Right here, we go straight into combat, and it gets down. We slaughter these witches so entirely, it's just breathtaking. 2 witch elves are left, and the Cauldron. We kill so many witch elves, my Demon Prince is now out of combat. So it's like, oh crap. In combat over here, my Impact hits alone are able to kill off the Fast Cav, and that's awesome. I probably should have overran. I didn't because I'm stupid. I don't know why I didn't overrun. I should have with my Chariot. I think I forgot because I was under the impression that his Fast Cav had charged me, and so I didn't overrun or something, but I should have remembered and I should have overran because this was just stupid. So here's bottom of 3 after movement, and as you can see, his Executioners charge into the dogs and just miss hitting my Chariot because he's a little bit further back than the dogs, because the dogs did combat reform a little bit. And the Bleak Swords move over to try to deal with Saval. Meanwhile, his Fast Cav and Warlocks try to run over here and get into this fight. There's a better picture of his Executioners getting ready to just destroy my dogs. During his Magic phase, once again, he gets Flesh of Stone off on his Executioners this time, and that's devastating. And she gets Power of Darkness off on herself, giving that unit +1 strength that nobody cares about. His Warlocks are able to get Soul Blight off of my Demon Prince, and there's just nothing I can do all game about it. So we go into shooting, and his 4 bolt throwers turn and fire and do 2 wounds to my Demon Prince, which is really, really lucky because he should be dead. During combat, go ahead and be shocked all you want. The dogs get executed by the Executioners. I know, shock and horror. And the resulting overrun sees them slamming into my Chariot. I was so stupid to not overrun here. God, I wish I would be smarter when I played against him. Meanwhile, in combat over here, his witches, realizing that they're on death's door, really crank up the heat and do 3 wounds to the Skull Crushers. I roll a lot of 1s. What can you do? I do end up making my break check because I do fail to win this combat. But yeah, still a little frustrating. So we go to top of 4 after movement, and my Demon Prince charges into the closest bolt thrower because I can't have them shooting at me anymore, and I couldn't see his bleak swords. The chariot was blocking my line of sight. God, I wish I had been able to see them, but I couldn't. Meanwhile, the Mutilith and the Knights slam into the Executioners, trying to save the chariot, and while I do charge with the Warriors into the Executioners, I fail my charge. Which really isn't overly surprising. I needed an 8 and I rolled like a 4, but I really wish that the Warriors would make more consistent charges. Here's a better picture of the Beast and the Knights slamming into the Executioners, hoping to save the chariot. And there's a better picture of my Warriors failing a charge yet again. And there's a better picture of my Demon Prince slamming into the, what's it called, bolt thrower, because I'm kind of getting tired of getting shot off the table. Over here in combat, nothing happens. We scratch at each other's eyes, but unfortunately, we're not able to do anything. In combat over here, however, my Demon Prince is easily able to mutilate the bolt thrower and heal his wounds. Yeah, 2 wounds done, 2 wounds healed. How's that for awesome? Over here in combat, toughness 5 Executioners are apparently beyond me. My Mutilith only does 1 Thunder Stomp, which is heartbreaking. My BSB issues a challenge. His, what's it called? His General Lydia accepts and is able to slip a wound through on me. I'm able to slip a wound through on her. But unfortunately, my Knights aren't able to do enough to the Executioners, and that's really devastating. I think I end up winning this combat. Maybe, but he's steadfast and doesn't go anywhere, or I lose and we don't go anywhere. But either way, this is how the fight ends up because the chariot gets obliterated by Executioners and his BSB before he can do anything. So we go to bottom of 4 after movement, and his Warlock slam into the flank of my Skullcrusher, which spells the end for him, and my his fast cav run to interfere with my charge with my warriors into the Executioners, which sucks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a better picture of his Warlock slamming into my Skullcrusher. During his magic phase, he keeps Flesh of Stone on his Executioners because why not? And during his shooting phase, even with hard cover and distance and all that stuff, he's able to roll a 6, hit, wound, and obliterate Saval. So that sucks. Over here, my Skullcrusher breaks like an egg. They don't kill him, I don't think. I think he just breaks in combat, and since he's a standard, he dies. Over here, yeah, my dice turn on me something fierce here. I think I only kill like 2 Executioners. My BSB dies. It's the worst parts of the Bible. But it is what it is. What can you do, right? So we continue the combat, and I think I lose this one. I'm almost positive I do. Well, I'm pretty sure I do. And we end up staying, though. So that's a bonus at least. So we go to top of 5 after movement, and since he was so kind to sacrifice his fast cav to me, my warriors charge into him and actually make a charge. Meanwhile, my Demon Prince on the last turn was able to kill the second bolt thrower, and then he turned to face the Warlocks because I figured he could kill them off, or at least, you know, get them to go away, and that would be good too. The Warlocks stand and take the shot to the rear there because that's what Slaanesh hunted Dark Elves do, I guess. And everything else is in combat or dead. So there's a better picture of the Warriors slamming into the fast cav. And a better picture of my Demon Prince slamming into the Warlock fast cav. During the magic phase, I get enchanted blades off irresistibly on my warriors. And the idea with that was just to make sure that they didn't get an armor save. However, the resulting miscast was a 7. So 4 strength 10 hits right on the Warlocks. That should spell the disaster for them because I have the other Trickster shards. So I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Not only am I going to be able to kill off the Warlocks, but then I'm going to be able to turn to face the Witches. That's really cool. This is going to work out great. No, it wasn't meant to be. I roll 3 1s and a 2 to wound, and he rolls a 4 and then a 6 for his ward save. So not one Warlock dies. Thank you, dice. However, we go into combat, and my warriors, I do lose 1 warrior to the fast cav because they always strike first, but I'm able to easily toast them. But since I charge and I'm frenzy, I have to overrun, and I overrun quite far. I'm not far enough to slam into the Witches in the Cauldron, but far enough that they can easily charge me. Over here in combat, it's really brutal. I lose 3 knights and take a wound on my Mutalith. However, the beast comes out of his shell, man. Let me tell you, and he like pulverizes all but 3 of the executioners, the BSB, and the general. Meanwhile, my knights, I think they slip a couple of wounds through, not much, but the beast is really what does it. I end up winning this combat, but he's steadfast and he stays. So we go to bottom 5 after movement, and as you can see, there's been some. His cauldron charges alone, leaving the witch elves behind. The witch elves run over to block the demon prince, because what can you do? The bleak swords run over just in case the executioners do something silly. I could tell he was getting a little nervous, and his warlock continues to flee. Here's a better picture of his cauldron slamming into my warriors. During his magic phase, he gets Power Darkness off on his Bleak Swords and Flesh of Stone off on his Executioners, as well as Regrowth, bringing back 4 of the Executioners that I had already killed. So that sucks. Combat ensues. The 4 or 5 of the Executioners die. I take a couple of wounds on the Beast, and I lose this combat, which sucks, but the Beast is able to stay, so I'm happy about that. My Beast is just, well, Beast. Over here in combat, I'm able to do like nothing to this cauldron. He makes his saves, and I'm not able to do anything, which sucks. I lose 3 of my guys. I lose this combat, but I'm steadfast, stubborn, and I stay. So here's top of 6 after movement. Oh, also during the last turn, I'm sorry, my Demon Prince did take 2 more wounds from the bolt throwers, shooting him in the back. But yeah, in top of 6, my Demon Prince charges the rear of the cauldron, and that's really it, because everything else is dead. There's a better picture of my Demon Prince trying to salvage this debacle. During the magic phase, my Mutalith throws his spell at the Bleak Swords. I roll a number 3. I up and down their ballistic skill by 1, so nothing changes. And I think maybe 1 Bleak Swords dies. It's really not impressive. In combat, the cauldron is absolutely destroyed, and I'm able to Soul Feeder 0 wounds. And over here, before the beast can do anything, Lydia picks up her sword, brings it down, and cuts him in half. And that sucks, because I hate it when my damn beast dies. I hate it! That being said, the music being played, the beast really held like strong that entire fight. He was way outgunned, way outmatched. The knights were doing almost nothing to help him, but he still really hung in there and did well. So that's why I love the beast. He's such a trooper. So here's bottom of 6 after movement, and as you can see, after my warriors finished off the cauldron and stuff like that, they turned to face the Bleak Swords and Executioners in case they tried to charge them, but they didn't. They just ran around. It was bottom of 6. I told him that, but for some reason he still moved the Executioners over. The Warlock continues to flee, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't go off the table. And the parting shots from the bolt throwers finish off my Demon Prince, and that sucks, but I can't blame him for taking the shot. So there it is, end of the game right there. I've got Berserk and my warriors left on the table. Everything else is dead and shamed. He's got his executioners, his characters, his bleak swords, 2 bolt throwers, even the warlocks. Oh, this game got away from me fast, didn't it? But we'll get to that in a minute, because right now it's time for a quick timeout. Tokens, fellas. Tokens, tokens, tokens. Wound counters, augment markers, hex markers, every status, ailment, and effect you can think of, from not being able to move, to the lore attributes, to the lore hexes and bonuses that they provide. Everything that you can think of that you could need a marker for, that we use dice for, Token Grail makes the tokens. Send her an email, tell her what you need, any gaming system, from Magic the Gathering to Infinity to Malifaux to 40k to Fantasy, whatever you need tokens for, she will make them, and they come out they're flawless. Look at them. They're the glass beads. They magnify the words in the picture, so they're really easy to see from the tabletop and everything like that. They're a lot more accurate than dice, and they're dirt cheap, guys. She sells them for less than $10 a kit. Uh, Dirt cheap prices, solid gold quality. Totally worth it. Send her an email, get yourself some tokens. The only request that I make is that if you are overseas, if you're outside of America, before you send her an email, you have to understand that shipping prices are through the roof. So as long as you're okay with paying like $30+ shipping fees, don't send her an email, because it's just going to waste both your times. But if you are in America or you don't mind high shipping fees, then by all means send her an email, get yourself some tokens. Totally worth it. Just to keep up with our score, our rivalry score is Lord Tremendous versus Death Holy Death. I've won 5, we've drawn 0, and he's won 7, because yeah, it's pretty obvious he won this game. But as you can see, it was a defeat for Lord Tremendous. I ended up getting 1,010 points for him, and he got 2,083 from me. And Death, if you're watching this, the reason it's 10-10 is because you forgot about the bolt throwers I killed. You gave me the picture of your army. I redid the numbers. It was 10-10, not the number we thought before. So, yep, that wasn't for anybody other than Death, so if you were listening, you're eavesdropping, that makes you rude. But yeah, the Warriors ended up losing Todd, and I lost my Demon Prince, Catalyst, Saval, the Warhounds, my Chariot, my Knights, my Crushers, and my Beast. The Dark Elves ended up losing their Death Hag, their Witch Elves, both units of Dark Riders, and 2 Bolt Throwers. It was looking good right up until the Executioners got into combat. I almost had him. If he hadn't regrowed him, I would have killed off the Executioners, and this game would have been a lot closer. But it is what it is. The Beast holding up to the Executioners in that block in the front for like 4 turns of combat. I know he ended up dying in the end, but there's few things that can charge into the front of Executioners and hold up for 4 turns. I love my Beast. His magic phase was amazing. Didn't roll lower than a 9 all game for power dice. Should be a law. Oh man, I just couldn't stop it. That Flesh of Stone, even only adding 2 to his toughness, was brutal. Just face stomping me into fail, But it was a good game, and he plays it well. So how can I fault him for that? But it was a damn great game. This is a really fun rivalry, and believe it or not, we had a rematch almost immediately after this game because we enjoyed it so much. So back-to-back Death Holy Death games. So yeah, once I get it up, you guys will be able to watch what happened straight after this one. But I hope you guys are enjoying the rivalry thing. We are, so it's probably not going to go away. If you like the narrative thing, let me know. If not, let me know why. Maybe I can change it up. Maybe I could do it better. Or maybe you need to quit being so judgmental. Yeah, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's you. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Hope you're enjoying the rivalry as much as I am. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below. As always, I will get back to you because I enjoy it. And yeah, guys, thanks.